Hello guys, my name is Krishna. So today we are going to understand the basic concept behind the aircraft, how the airplane fly. So we need to think about the two elements here. One thing, this is our aircraft. One thing that the aircraft weight should be sustained in the air. So one force we need this one, F1, and one force we need that can propel our aircraft forward. If we are able to create these two forces, then obviously we can fly our aircraft very easily because our aircraft has some weight. So this weight should be sustained by some vertical force, and our aircraft is in the air, so there is a drag or friction between the air and the aircraft. So there should be some force forward at least equal to this drag. So if we are able to create these force F1 and F2, then we can easily fly our aircraft. So have you seen sometimes the shape of the wing of the aircraft is like that? If you will cut the cross section here at this point, then you will get an shape that is called airfoil. Airfoil, the spelling according to the US, and aerofoil, it is in British English. So suppose just we are imagining that this airfoil is static position and the air is coming with the v infinity velocity, the free stream. And why this air is coming, just we will understand in the next part. Now what will happen when the air is coming and approaching this wing, and because of this curvature of the airfoil, the air get accelerated, means the velocity of the air gets increased at the upper surface of the airfoil, and here there is no curvature, then the velocity may be the same or maybe some deceleration also may be there. Then what we see according to the Bernoulli principle, we will understand why the Bernoulli says this. Bernoulli says whenever the velocity is increasing, then the static pressure will decrease. So our main work is to increase or accelerate the velocity of the flow, by which we can increase the velocity and we can decrease the pressure. So what eventually happens here, the pressure will decrease compared than the lower surface. Then there will be a pressure difference between the upper and lower surface, then there will be a force. So we can create this force by making this type of shape in our aerodynamics. So what this shape is doing, this shape is nothing, just accelerating the flow at the upper surface. So the velocity gets increased and the pressure gets decreased. Oh, that is our work. So there is a pressure difference now between the upper and lower surface, then there will be a pressure force from the higher pressure to the lower pressure. Now we got this force F1 here. Now because see, the flow is coming and getting accelerated, then these wings will generate a force that I am taking like F1, and that at least equal to W, the weight of the aircraft. Now how we can propel this aircraft? So now we have to take a concept of the jet engine. So the jet engine looks like this. Here what is happening, this part is diffuser, and this part is nozzle. I will tell you the function of these two parts, and here we put a compressor that can compress the air and can increase the pressure of the air, and we just add a turbine to the compressor. What turbine do? Turbine rotate and it expand the flow. Now what is happening here? We'll put some combustion chamber here, CC. This is your compressor, this is your turbine. So what is happening, guys? Whenever the air flow is coming into the engine, then this is the diffuser that diffuse the flow and increase somewhat the pressure and decrease the velocity of the flow and make the air to easily get into the compressor. If we will remove this diffuser, then what will happen? Directly high velocity air will go to the compressor, that can damage the compressor blades. So that's why first we diffuse the air in the diffuser, then we'll send into the combustion chamber. Combustion chamber compress the air and increase the pressure, means increase the density of the air obviously. Then we send this high pressure air into the combustion chamber where the fuel is sprayed on that high density air, and we burn the air, and finally we get here high pressure and temperature gas. We expand some part of the air in the turbine so that can rotate the compressor and we can use as a auxiliary power in our aircraft. And finally the remaining gas we expand in the nozzle where the velocity of the gas increase drastically. So we get a thrust in this direction that can be used to propel the aircraft. Suppose if I'll add this engine here, so what this wing is doing? Wing is creating a lift force to lift the aircraft in the air, and this engine is propelling the aircraft in the forward direction. Then I mean to say that this wing, that is the lift generating surface, and this engine that is propelling the aircraft in the forward direction. So now we are getting this force F2. So now guys, you can understand the basic principle behind the aircraft, how it is flying. We need a propelling device and we need a lifting device. So by that way you can fly in the air. So I think so you have understand this, and we'll meet in the next video on such type of basics videos. I'll make first, then at least you can understand the basics of the aerodynamics. Thank you.